Good evening, good evening. I'm back again. I just did a video before this video about Florida State and Florida and their rivalry. So today, same time, same channel, I'm going to be doing a video about the greatest rivalry in professional or college athletics, which would be Florida State versus Miami. I don't think any rivalry compares to what happens when the Hurricanes and Seminoles meet on the gridiron. This is the ultimate test. This used to be the game that had the most talent probably ever assembled anywhere at any time. And it still resonates, even though both teams were not as good as they normally are. The level of respect that networks around the country gave this game just shows you how big it is. And I don't want to keep wasting your time, so I'm going to get right into it today. I'm first going to give you our three, to me, in my opinion, our three biggest defeats, which would be, of course, 3 Miami victories. And then I'll give you our 3 best wins, and I'll give you the best game of all time in the series. So I'm going to jump right into it, and I'm going to give you first on October, number 3, on October in 2002, October 12th to be exact, the number 1 Miami Hurricanes defeated the number 9 Florida State Seminoles by a score of 28-27. If you don't know what I mean by this game, Florida State had a bounce back year in 2001. They got 8 wins. They were a really young team. A lot of seniors left after the 2000 season that made up the 2 and 3 deep. This team was fairly young, but they improved to get 8 wins. So in 2002, Florida State came into the season, and the expectations were very, very high. The expectations were we're young, we're experienced, we're back, and we're going to show the world that we're Florida State. For whatever reason, they went to Louisville, played a good game. It was raining, so kind of the speed and talent didn't play to their hands, and Chris Ricks made a mistake. He even admits it. He shouldn't have threw the ball when he let it go. He wished he could take it back. He tried to hit Talman Gardner in the end zone, and I can't really even blame him because even the interception, the defense should have got the stop against Louisville, but they didn't. Louisville scores, upsets. I think at the time Florida State was ranked number 5. So Florida State crawls back up to number 9, and they're thinking, okay, we got the season turned around. We beat Miami. We run the table the rest of the way. We can make it to the national championship. And to lose a game, I think this at the time is what, wide left, or is this wide right 4? I think this may be, wide right 4. To lose by 1 point to the number 1 team in the country, and those guys work so hard. I mean, Alonzo, oh God, excuse me, Alonzo, I forget his last name. He was the defense against the captain. Oh man, you had guys, Ronnie Hudson, some of the guys on the team. I'm trying to think of some more guys. Obviously Ricks, Nick Maddox. I think Robert Morgan played. Definitely, I don't know if Atrice Bell played, but Anquan Bolden was there. Oh man, you could just Rufus Brown, Pat Watkins. You had a lot of talent. PK Sam, Travis Johnson, Darnell Dockett. Those guys, they played, they fought. We just came up short. That was a very heartbreaking loss because I think that team, they win that game. They do a lot better against Notre Dame and win that. They probably run the table. And it's just one of those losses you hate to happen. Now, the second worst loss would be the second wide right. Obviously, you could easily put either wide right, the first 2 up there, but I took the second one, and that was wide right 2, and that game was played on October 3rd, 1992. Number 2 Miami defeated number 3 Florida State, 19-16. What can you say? Missed field goal, tie the game up overtime. Heartbreaking. Very, very heartbreaking loss. If you take the wide rights out, even before '93, you got 2 national titles. I think 1992 we finished 11-1. They didn't start playing 12 games, everybody across the board, till I think 2000. So most of the times you played 10 or 11 games in the regular season. Um, mm, 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 mm. Florida State finished, I think, number 3 or number 2 in the polls that year. So there was no BCS, so we didn't get a rematch or we didn't get a championship game. We only had one loss that year, and it was to Miami. So that's very heartbreaking. Now, number 1, a lot of people tend to forget this, but preseason, Florida State was ranked number 1 in the preseason. And over the course of the summer, going into summer camp and fall camp, Florida State make a rap video. Um, Kind of disrespect the Miami Hurricane because they had just came off a championship. I think so. Yeah, I think they did win a championship. But anyway, Florida State was the number 1 ranked team in the country, first game of the season on September 4th in 1988. And the number 6 Miami Hurricanes beat the number 1 Florida State by a score of 31-0. By all accounts, that was a crushing loss, but Florida State again turned it around and only had one loss to the Hurricane. Deion Sanders last season, and he gets the interception, the game sealer in the Sugar Bowl, against Auburn in the Sugar Bowl. So Miami beat us, and I just showed you 2 times Florida State's finished 11-1. So Miami cost us another national title and an undefeated season. That's why that game hurt so much. That's why that game really does hurt. Now, to the 3 best victories. Number 3 would be September 5th, 2005. This is the first time Florida State had beat Miami in a while. Really, this is the first time they had beat Miami. I think they were like, Miami won 6 or 7 straight. So everybody really wanted to beat the Hurricanes. And on September 5th, the number 14 Florida State defeated the number 9 Hurricanes up a score 10-7. Miami got beat. Florida State finally got over that hump in a physical, defensive struggle, dogfight, and they got the first victory against the Hurricanes that they haven't had in a while. This was a monumental moment because we wanted to get back on top of the state and get back to beating Miami, and we got that. The number 2 victory would be on October 12th, 1996, when the number 3 Florida State Seminoles defeated the number 6 Miami Hurricanes to score 34-16. And this game meant a lot to Bobby Bowden because this is the first time they had beat Miami in the Orange Bowl. I think the last 5 times they came to South Florida, they lost. So this game was really important to him. After the game, as soon as the score was over with, before he went and shook hands with the coach, he ran down to the end zone, threw his hat in the end zone. This is how much it meant to him to come in here. And Warwick Dunn put on a clinic. Rock Preston clinic. This is hometown. He's from South Florida, and they just acted up. Florida State came in there and they just acted bad, and they took control of Miami from start to finish, dominating on defense, getting after the quarterback. And we got a much-needed victory on our way to a perfect regular season and playing in the national championship game against the Florida Gators. So that's my second biggest win we had in the series all time. My number 1 victory would be on October 4th, 1997. Number 4 Florida State beats Miami. They were unranked at the time, 47-0. Peter Ward had a big punt return. Pete had a big touchdown catch, run after the catch. Sam Coward. Samari Roll, some of those guys. This was a game where this is the game where Florida State hit the quarterback into the goalpost. Like, they just beat him down. They embarrassed Miami. They flat out got after Miami and embarrassed Miami from the start to finish. Took it to them. Do you hear me? took it to the Hurricanes, 47-0. Nothing. There was nothing Miami could do but take that ass whooping. Florida State came in, and with that defense and Mickey Andrews looking under them glasses like that, they went out there and destroyed them. I'm talking about hitting them in the mouth. Do you understand me? 47-0. Now, I know Seminole fans not going to like this one, but my number one game for Florida State Miami all time. This is the greatest game of the rivalry. This is the epic game. Like there is no other game. I gave you a few games where you have teams, different rankings, what's at stake, wide right 1, wide right 2, wide right 3. A lot's on the line. But the biggest game ever played between Florida State and Miami was on a Saturday, October 7th in 2000. Miami had lost to Washington. Florida State come in riding a 16-game winning streak. And anytime Florida State starts stringing together a winning streak, ESPN makes sure they remind you that who beats them? The Miami Hurricanes. So Miami defeated the number one team in the country, Florida State, by a score of 27-24. Florida State got outcoached, outplayed, outclassed in the first half. Mark Richt and that offensive staff they got in the goal line, got down to the red zone, got close to the goal line, and they tried to do a couple of dump offs to the tight end or dump off to the fullback. Dan Morgan, that defensive staff with Randy Shannon, Greg Schiano, Butch Davis as the head coach, they were waiting on it. Winky, I think, threw 2 interceptions, but every time they got close to getting back in the game, Miami was getting turnovers. Miami was playing with the energy. Miami was playing. Well, you have to know you have a great coach in Bobby Bowden, you got great assistants, and you got great players. Because in the second half, being down 17-0, Chris Winky went to work. I don't think you understand. Chris Winky went to work. This is one of those moments. I got to find it for you guys because I got the stats from the game. Winky, it's just unbelievable. In this type of game, this type of atmosphere, Chris Winky was unbelievable. I mean, he was unbelievable in this game. There's no doubt in my mind why he won the Heisman Trophy. Chris Winky went 29 of 58 for 496 yards and 3 touchdowns with 2 interceptions. Against Ed Reed, Dan Morgan, Mike Rump, Philip Buchanan, he went for 496. Listen to me. Against the Miami Hurricanes. The Miami Hurricanes. In the Orange Bowl, Chris Winky's probably best game ever wearing garnet gold. He dropped 496 passing yards. Down 17-0 at halftime. 17-0. Do you understand me? Down 17-0 at halftime. 12 carries for 36 yards for Travis Minor. Jeff Chaney had 8 carries for 16 yards. We ain't worried about that. Let's get to the point where you're talking about Snoop Menace, 7 catches for 145. You're talking about Truce Bell. He had 6 for 146 with 1 touchdown. And the man, the myth, the legend, Anquan Bolden has 6 for 108 with 2 touchdowns. Robert Morgan, 3 catches for 45 yards. Are you listening to me? You talk about Dan Morgan, Ed Reed, Mike Rump. We talking about guys that went in the first round and they couldn't do nothing. Winky put up almost 500-yard passing with the number one ranked offense on the number one ranked team in the country on a showdown of epic proportions. The greatest football game ever played between Miami and Florida State happened in 2000 with everything on the line. The U wanted to come back to national prominence. They didn't want to worry about nobody else. They had to beat the Noles. Florida State came in riding a 16-game winning streak, defending national champion with the best college football quarterback that year, the best wide receiver core, the best defense, the best defensive coordinator, and at the time, the best head coach. Went down to South Florida. They got down by 17 points. Mark Richt settles his quarterback down. Bobby Bowden has a great halftime speech. The seniors rally. Brian Allen, Tommy Pollard, Derek Gibson. That's his hometown, by the way. He's from Miami. Tay Cody, Cleveland Thomas. You think about them guys like that. Jamal Reynolds, David Warren. Rally the troops. Chris Hope, circle the wagon down 17-0. And then you talk about Snoop Menace from Miami. One of those Bulls. Same high school as, I can say his name, Marvin Jones. One of those baby Bulls. This is the moment. This is what them guys signed the scholarship for. Down 17-0. Again, 7 catches for 145. Snoop Menace. Atruce Bell, 6 for 146 and 1 touchdown. Anquan Bolden, 6 for 108, 2 touchdowns. You talk about coming out in the second half and letting it fly. That was the national championship. That's the state. That's the state. There's nobody bigger than Miami and Florida State. And you talk about being on a hot day. Miami talk about, we want to play them at 11, 12 o'clock because it's going to be 100 degrees. We're ready. We're ready, baby. You see that back there? It was ready. But it came down to the field goal. Tommy Pollard. Well, before Tommy Pollard, Brian Allen got beat by Jeremy Shockey. We gave up a big catch to Santana Moss. We gave up a huge third down conversion to Santana Moss, and they went to the tight end. I think he went over Tommy Pollard. We got the ball back, and all you can do as a team is put yourself in position to win. And Winky put us in position to win, but again, I don't think people understand the magnitude of what Florida State was up against that day. That 2000 turned into 2001 and 2002. But at that time, Miami wanted back. They had come off probation. Florida State had been beating their butt, and they were ready. And this is what you talk about when you talk about a game and you talk about a team not wanting to lose and a team wanting to win. When you're down 17-0 and you come out in the second half and you start opening up on their ass, when you start letting it fly, did you hear me? Winky threw 59 passes. Winky threw, I'm just make sure I'm right. 29 or 58 passes. Nah. Sit back, Travis, man. I got this. Don't worry about it, Jeff Chaney. Don't worry about it, Nick Maddox. I got this. Came back and took the lead against Miami in Miami. I cannot tell you, this is the pinnacle of the rivalry. This is the game. This is Wide Right 3, but this game is far better than Wide Right 1, Wide Right 2. This is the biggest game in that rivalry. I'm telling you, you'll never see a game like this before. You will never, in your lifetime or my lifetime, witness the amount of talent, the heart, the passion, the coaching, the players, the coaching staffs, at the right moment, at the right time, on a field in South Florida, the original Orange Bowl, with Everything was on the line. A 16-game winning streak. You the defending national champion. I'm trying to get back on top, and I got to beat you. You got something we want. The stakes were so high. A lot of people will never understand what was on the line that day. The game was played. Miami won. Florida State lost. There will never be another game like that. Do you hear me? You can look it up, check your records, check your stats. From start to finish, those 60 minutes, 4 quarters, 15 minutes apiece, to be down 17-0, to move the ball in the red zone, throw 2 interceptions. Dan Morgan intercepted one, and he thought he was going to take it to the house. To come back out of that tunnel and to let it all air out, to trust your offensive line, to trust your receivers. A lot of people tend to overlook some of these past players. They just forget about them, but I don't. Because I watched it as a child, as a young man. These are things that I would do when I would go work out. These are things I would do that would help me in life. You have to overcome adversity. Truce Bell was a walk-on. Just like Trayshawn Ward, they had scholarship offers to other schools, but they chose to walk on and be a Seminole and earn the scholarship. A lot of people tend to forget about Truce Bell, but on this Saturday, Chris Winkie did. A lot of people tend to forget about Snoop Menace. Snoop Menace was forgotten about because you had Peter Warwick. You had Ron Dugan, Lavernius Coles. But he wasn't forgotten about on this Saturday. He wasn't forgotten about in 2000. A lot of people tend to forget about Talman Gardner, Robert Morgan. They pretend to forget about Jeff Chaney. They pretend to forget about Nick Maddox. But on this Saturday, Chris Winkie did. Chris Winkie dropped back, threw the ball 58 times. He put this game on his back and put his team with a chance to tie. They fell short. Sometimes it's not the winning. It's when you get knocked down and get back up. There will never be another game like this. With the stakes, the emotion. Big brother versus big brother. 2 programs that are defined by searching and fighting for national championships. Players like Prime Time, the playmaker Michael Irvin, Warren Sapp, Dwayne Johnson, Derrick Brooks, Marvin Jones, Ernie Sims, Antonio Cromartie, Sean Spence, Sean Taylor, Ed Reed, Antrell Roll, Roscoe Parrish, Caponzo Thorpe. But on this day right here, it was the Hurricanes and the Seminoles battling in the Sunshine State for college football supremacy. And this by far is the greatest game in the rivalry. This is the epic conclusion. This is the epicenter of what was culminated in the 90s, in the 80s. It all came together on that field, and we fell short by 3 points. But you cannot take away from the fact when you're down 17-0 and your coaching staff makes adjustment and you come out and you fight. That's what Florida State football is about right there. That's what being a Seminole is about. I had scholarship offers, but I wanted to walk on to Florida State, and unfortunately it didn't work because I didn't understand that being a walk-on, you're held to a different standard than just the scholarship athlete. But I tried. Can't get mad at it. I'm happy. But this game right here, I was Seminole fan since 1985, but this game right here sold me on what it means to put the garnet and gold on, what it means to be one of them warriors, one of them people of the Seminole nation, to be unconquered, to come out there, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, threw the ball 58 times, trusted his offensive line, trusted his playmakers, and let Ed Reed, let Mike Rump know we're here. This is our time. I thank y'all for today. Thank y'all for the episode. Um, it's a lot going on. I still got a lot to cover, obviously, about early signing day. And I think people understand and know everybody doesn't speak for every fan. And I know some people are hurt, disappointed at some of the choice words. But I want to thank y'all for giving me an opportunity to do this video. Again, like, subscribe to the channel, comment, and y'all stay classy and have a good week. Go Noles.